Welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be going over a Glashutte 70s chronograph panorama date in stainless steel case and stainless steel bracelet. Reference number 13702030270. Maybe that's how you say it, maybe it isn't, but that's what the reference number is. Quite long, but it is a 70s chronograph panorama date with a blue dial. Alright, so this case measures 40 millimeters by 40 millimeters according to the website, so 40 millimeters across, 40 millimeters from top to bottom, although I took a measurement actually, and it's more like a 46, between 46 and 47 millimeters, depending on how you measure it, from lug to lug. So it's a little bit taller than it is wide, but a little bit difficult to see. Once we put it on and see how it fits on the wrist, we'll see how that feels. All right. Again, all of this is made out of stainless steel. Brush finish along the sides there, with the bezel being a smooth domed bezel that follows that square pattern of that dial, fully brushed along just about every major surface with high polish along those, a very, very thin high polish along those vertices there, top and bottom as well. All right, and same with the chrono pushers here, as well as the crown, high polish on those, along with those vertices as well. Underneath, we also have that open case back with a sapphire crystal likewise on the front. All right, and so when we're looking at all of this together, it is waterproof down to 10 bar. That is to say, only 100 meters below sea level, which is, rather standard. All right, so when it comes to thickness, it's about 14.1 millimeters according to their website. So basically from sapphire crystal to sapphire crystal. It is, effectively a bit thick for a dress watch, but even though it has that sort of dress watch aesthetic, the minimalist sort of hour markings, it does have those chrono features, which makes this kind of a sports watch actually. All right, and while we're talking about this dial, it has a galvanized blue sunburst decoration type of finish to that dial. All right, and it has applied indices with those printed scales, hour markers with luminous spots. So let's take a look, turn out the lights, and we'll see how it fares in the dark. And as you can see, my camera's having some issues here focusing. Now if I just force it to focus there, all right, there we go. We have luminous hands, minute and hour, with tiny little spots for those hour marks. All right, minimalistic in appearance, but certainly you get way more than that in the light. All right, it has a panorama white date, also on a matching blue background. And what makes that a panorama date? Well, actually, let me grab a little tool here. All right, so in order to actually advance this panorama date, well, you can effectively sort of, just unwind the crown. There's only two positions here. All right, so just first position, we have the winding, which actually does power up that meter that you see within the small seconds dial, the sub dial at the 9 o'clock position. You actually have a power meter. So as I wind it, you see more of it being filled with that black and the white starting to disappear. All right, and then once you reach the full capacity of the power, you get a little tick at the end that tells you that the mainspring is actually fully wound. All right, and you can hear it there. All right, and that's actually to help reduce stress on the mainspring as you charge it. All right, pull out to the final position, the second position. It stops at seconds hand, so you can then apply, or basically align your minute hand wherever it needs to go, then simply press it back in, for that water resistance. All right. It also has the standard chronograph features. To just press the top button to start that large chrono hand, which I had set somewhere around 40 seconds or so. All right. And it also has a flyback function. Now, what is a flyback function? Effectively, you can keep that chrono hand moving as a large center mounted seconds hand, although it does reduce the overall power of this watch. You can leave it running, and when you leave it running, you can actually have that flyback by pressing the bottom pusher while it's still running to reset it back to 0 and start and continue timing from there. This is if you're timing two separate runners, for example, or two separate cars, running, and you can have the second one keep going while you keep track with all the other ones. All right. So when you stop it and you press the bottom pusher, it resets all of them to 0. The right subdial, which measures up to 30 minutes, and that tiny portioned dial with that triangle at the just under the 12 o'clock position underneath the Glashutte logo. That's actually the 12-hour dial. It ticks to the right as time goes up by the hour. All right. And when it comes to setting the date here, there is no way that we could do it with the crown unless you were to pull it all the way out and just make the hours and minutes effectively just fly by. But that's not a good use of your time. So how do you do it? You do so using this little button on the side here. Now I have a little presser that I can use here to actually advance the date so you can see how it works. All right. Just pressing it in advances it by 1. All right. And note that you should not do this between, I believe, 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. because that is when the automatic date changer is actually in motion. So be sure to do this after 8 a.m. All right. And taking a look at that, it basically moves 2 different sets of numbers. All right. As you can see, if you look very closely at that panoramic date window, let me see if I can't zoom in any closer, but you can actually see that there are 2 separate sliders there for the date. As I advance it forward, you can actually see that the one actually stays entirely still while the 1's position actually does tick up separately by itself. All right. Make sure when you're pressing it, you press it all the way. All right. There we go. Enough of that demonstration. Now, what makes all of this work? Well, it is their own original manufacturing movement by Glashutte themselves. It is the caliber 37-02. It has an Inca block shock protection, so you can be rest assured that if you take some nasty falls, well, it will certainly keep time for you. Just be very careful. Don't go mountain biking with this, for example, but you do have that shock protection. It has a power reserve of about 70 hours plus or minus 5%, so very, very long. It's almost 3 days long, so you can set this down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Monday morning, no problem. No need to wind it. And even then, if you need to, you can still refer to that power reserve at the 9 o'clock position. It beats at a frequency of 28,800 vibrations per hour, equivalent to about 4 hertz. All right. And looking at this, it has the Glashutte 3/4 plate with stripe finish. If I can zoom in a bit closer on that. All right. It has an excellent movement there with a skeletonized rotor with the double G symbol and a 21 karat gold oscillation weight. It's a bidirectional movement, so it allows you to effectively keep winding the watch as you wear it on your wrist. All right. Also, all of the steel parts are polished, hand polished and machine polished, so you get the best of both worlds there. All right. You also have the beveled and polished edges, and the screws are also polished as well. All right. A little bit difficult to see. All right. If I can get it just right in the light. And also, if you take a look, I'm trying to find it here, there's a little indicator when you engage the chronograph, it switches from on to off. Now, I believe, yes, it is on this side, opposite the chronograph pushers. If you look very closely, you can see an on and off right there, just inside the movement. All right, if I get the angle just right, you can see it. All right, and if I press the chronograph button, you can actually see it move to the on position, so that you know that the large chrono hand is indeed moving on the other side. While you'd be looking at the movement to see if it's moving, well, that's beyond me, but you do have that option. All right, and when you press it again to turn it off, it's off. All right. All right, so while we're here, we can also talk about the bracelet steel finish on the outer sides, outer pieces, with high polish all the way down, and continuing with that brushed finish from the case as well, going all the way across and underneath. All right, and we also have a single-sided deployment clasp with the Glashutte logo right there on the clasp. It has the double button deployment system, so that you effectively have to press both sides in order to open it. Right? It's not a super easy open. You can't accidentally smack a table and open this. All right. And while we're here, we can actually try this on, give you some more of my thoughts as to how it feels on the wrist. All right. Now we can zoom out a bit here. And looking at it on the wrist, 40 millimeters, it seems to sort of wear a bit larger, and that is due to that lug-to-lug distance, because, well, there aren't any actual lugs here, but there's that intermediary link with which the bracelet actually attaches to the watch. So it is a very strong link, so there's no fear of that, falling off anytime soon, right? But looking at it on the wrist, it has obviously that very deep galvanized blue look that is very much sought after. Like, honestly, name someone who doesn't like the color blue, you probably can't, right? And having that all blue dial, all blue sub-dials, even the date apertures, it makes for a very cohesive look, right? And with that steel bracelet, steel case, all framing that blue very nicely, it has a very excellent presentation. You could use it as a dress watch, although it is a rather on the thick side. Much more a sporty watch, as it does have those brush finishings all the way down the sides. All right, but I don't know. Enough of what I think. What do you think about this watch? It's certainly not the lightest watch I've ever had, but it is certainly light for its class. For being 14 millimeters thick, it is rather light. Really good center of gravity as well. I barely notice it there. All right. So if you have any thoughts on this watch, it's not a Swiss watch. We do specialize in Swiss watches, although this is a German model. So what do you think about this? Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like, as it really helps our channel out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring that bell notification to be notified when we go live with another video. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch in current production or discontinued, visit us on our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in jazz time, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.